back to Cut to the Chase. That's right, she has a name. Is it permanent? I don't know yet. Anyways, I'm your host, Brianna, and today's episode, real world shit. Okay, I posted a poll about things you guys would want advice on. Like random stuff you want opinions on, literally anything. So today is really just gonna be a big sister talk. That's what I want this to feel like. Like we're sitting down, we're having a conversation. This is you and me. Okay? So that's gonna be the vibe for today. Um, I do want to talk about last time I said I don't really want a niche because I don't, but I do want the vibe of this pod to be like big sister thing. Like with the tea time episode, you're sitting down with your big sister, we're spilling tea. With the real world shit episodes, like this is a big sister talk. I'm giving you advice. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? That's gonna be the vibe for this pod. So sit down, relax, and let's talk. So I got a few things. We didn't do too much, but I might like branch off into things based off of what you guys said. I am missing a nail. Please let's not talk about it. I'm missing one over here too. Okay. One thing I am gonna struggle with recording these videos is not like when I'm filming YouTube videos where I can just fuck up what I'm saying and edit it out. Like I hate so bad that this has to be like run through straight because I mess up so much like talk. Okay, um, let's kind of just click on a random one. Someone said love advice. Now that's a very broad topic. Like there's so many different things I could get into. Oliver, please don't knock over my camera. Hey, babe, stop. There's so many things I could get into. One thing I do really want to say, I had a conversation about this with someone literally the other day, like 2 days ago. Actually, I think that was yesterday. That was literally yesterday. Okay. Breadcrumb love is way too. See, this is what. Way too normalized. I couldn't think of the word. I hate this. I hate that I. And that's just there now. Okay. Breadcrumb love is way too normalized in our generation. And it is our generation, whether you want to admit it or not. Breadcrumb love is way too normalized. And when I say breadcrumb love, I mean we let people give us the absolute bare minimum. We let them give us breadcrumbs. They throw you a little love here and there just to keep you wrapped around their finger because they're giving you enough to think that they do love you that when they turn around and act like an asshole, you're like, okay, but they love me. No, that is not love. That is not love, and I wish everybody would realize that is not love. You have to recognize when the disrespect becomes louder than the love. Because even if it's not breadcrumb love in specific, toxic relationships in general, like you just need to recognize when the disrespect gets louder than the love. Because at that point, it comes to how much respect do I have for myself? How much respect do you have for yourself to let yourself be talked down on or talked to in a certain type of way or treated a certain type of way? It just has to come down to your respect for yourself, your love for yourself. Like, you need to put yourself first. My glasses are giving me a headache. I apologize. Um, you gotta look out for yourself. I know that, you know that, but we don't always listen to that advice. We know we need to put ourselves first. It is said to us so many times, and if it's not, I'm saying it to you now. I'm telling you, you need to put yourself first. And that's easier said than done. I know that. but we need to have that little voice in the back of our heads telling us because eventually you're going to listen. I hate that sometimes it takes longer than it should, but if you have that voice there, if you know this and you keep it in the back of your head, eventually you're going to get tired of whatever repetition is going on and you're going to listen to that little voice. You need to. Okay? That is something I feel is really important. Like we could go into all type of topics with just love advice, but that is something I wish more people knew. Okay? I did mention in my post about the poll that I wanted to have a bit of mental health stuff sprinkled in there. So I like this question. What are coping mechanisms? Okay. I don't know if they were asking what are some coping mechanisms or like what are coping mechanisms, but coping mechanisms, healthy coping mechanisms, two different things. Anything can be a coping mechanism, a way that you make yourself feel better about certain things. Like you can have a coping mechanism for anxiety, a coping mechanism for stress, a coping mechanism for anger issues. But healthy coping healthy coping mechanisms are so important. Um, Let me give an example. With I have anxiety. It's gotten better, but it used to be really bad. Something I used to do. I used to pick at my scalp. Like a lot of people bite their nails, pull their hair. Trichotillomania, I know, is based off anxiety, and it's typically an anxiety disorder where people pull their hair, but it can also be like their eyebrows, their lashes, arm hair. Like it's not always just hair on your head. A lot of people pick their skin. Like if they have scabs, they'll pick their scabs. Those are not healthy. I used to pick at my scalp so bad and I would make my scalp bleed. So then I would pick at those scabs on my scalp and literally it hurt to wash my hair. Like shampooing my hair burned so bad. And it helps in the moment, but coping mechanisms like that are not healthy. No bueno. No bueno. Um, Coping mechanisms are different for everybody. Everybody's different. Not everybody is going to be as beneficial from the same stuff that you might or the same stuff that I might. One thing I love is journaling. I love journaling down. I used to hate on journaling really bad because it's like I'm just writing what I'm thinking. I might as well just think it. But if you're someone like me where you don't really like to physically talk to people about your feelings, but you let all that stuff get bottled up, that's not good because you know what? Then you just become really reactive. Like I used to have really bad anger issues. And when I had stuff going on and I wasn't talking about it, all that stuff just bottles up. And then the littlest thing could happen. Someone could say something that slightly bothered me and I would blow up on them because I had so much already bottled up inside that I wasn't letting go. Like, talking to people helps, not because they're going to make the pain away, but it feels nice to just be able to say it out loud and be listened to. And while journaling obviously isn't the same as a human ear and never will be, to be able to write that thing out that you're thinking, you're still letting it go in your own way. And journaling can help a lot more than a lot of people might think it does. I used to think journaling was so stupid. I do it so much now. Like I've filled out 3 different journals in the last year. I love journaling. Um, Being outside is a really good coping mechanism for a lot of people I know. I don't do it as much as I should because I do enjoy it, but just going outside, grounding yourself, being in nature, getting out of your room or your house or wherever you're keeping yourself contained when you're not feeling your best, leave. Go outside, go for a walk, go bird watching for fuck's sake, like literally anything. When you're keeping yourself cooped up in a specific area for too long, the negative energy that you're feeling in that area becomes part of that area. Like, if you're depressed and you're sitting in your room for days on end, that energy is now a part of that space. So you're sitting in that energy. That's never going to help you feel better. Better outing, it may feel nice in the moment, but you're never going to feel better if you do nothing but sit in your bed, letting yourself soak in that aura and that negative energy. That's not going to help. Go outside. Take a walk to your fucking mailbox, walk to take the trash out. Literally, just go outside, get fresh air, recuperate. Being outside can help so much more than you would even think it does. Like, just get out of that bubble of negativeness. Um, what else? Meditation. I'm not the best at meditation. Um, my ADHD like won't let me just like silence, but it can work really good for a lot of people. When I do have the ability to focus on it, I do enjoy meditation, but it's not one of my favorite things. But it can be really, really nice if you enjoy it and are able to focus. Um, but there's a million things that you can do that are healthy coping mechanisms. I loved that question, actually. That was great. That was great. There's a lot. There's a lot. The very big spectrum, but hurting yourself is never one. Everybody, don't do that. I'm sorry. That was awkward to say. What else? Let's Hero. There's some other ones. Okay, this caught my eye. This isn't necessarily asking for advice. I mean, it might be, but the way that they worded it isn't. Someone asked, "When did you come out and how?" You do not know. I am bisexual. I'm gonna assume that whoever said this is struggling to come out. If you do know me personally, please text me. I would love to talk to you about this one on one. But um, I don't think I ever really like got up and was like, "Hey, I like girls." It kind of just became known. I think I've known that I like girls my whole life. Like I literally used to make out with girls at Boys and Girls Club. Um, I've always admired women. Um, but I don't think I ever really even came out to my mom either. I kind of just bought a flag and hung it up in my room. My mom grew up very old school, so she's not the most open-minded person. I don't want to say that she's not supportive. But my grandfather was very old school. Like my mom grew up very, very, very different than the world we live in now. And at first she was kind of like, and it's weird because my mom, if I would have, when I first came out, if I would have told my mom I was lesbian, it would have been like, okay. But because I said bisexual, my mom was like, well, do you like boys or girls? Like, you can't like both. You need to pick one. She was kind of like one of those. She definitely doesn't feel that way anymore. I've woked her quite a bit on a few different things. Because, like I said, she grew up very different. But I do want to say if you're in an environment where you feel like it may not be safe for you to come out, I promise it's better to just wait. With living situation. But with friends, maybe if they're your friends, it's not gonna matter. If these people really do care about you and really do love you, who you love doesn't matter. Like, and it shouldn't ever. I hate that some people feel that way, but how does it affect them? How does who you're fucking on affect your friends? It doesn't. So ease into it if you are nervous. Maybe like drop a hint like, oh, how do you feel about this and this? Or what would you think if I was this? You know what I mean? Just in case you do happen to be unfortunate enough to have nasty people around you. That way, if you don't get the answer that you like, cut it off. Cut it off right there, back it up, distance yourself. Like, that is not even someone that deserves to know intimate things about you. But if that's not what happens, just tell them. The worst that happens is you lose a friend. And I know that might sound like a bitch thing to say because friendship breakups hurt, man. But eventually, you come to terms with the fact that you don't need people as much as it may feel like you do. That's something else I want to get into. I think I have 5 close friends and only 3 that I regularly hang out with. One of which because I live with them. Um, but I used to be someone who made friends really, really, really easily. Like, I always had a big group of friends in elementary school, in middle school, in the beginning of high school, before I switched. Like, I always had a huge group of friends, and I liked having a big group of friends. It's nice to have a big group of friends, but I'd rather have 3 real friends than 20 fake friends. Like, you're gonna realize that eventually. It's so much more draining to be in a big group of people and still feel alone than to be with one person and that be the best friend you could have. So, what was the point of this? Oh, coming out. If this person is someone who really is that nasty to care about something that has nothing to do with their life, affects them in no way, shape, or form, that's not someone you need to surround yourself with. You're gonna find people that love you for you, that care about you and your well being and your safety and your happiness. Like, don't go out of your way to keep people around who aren't benefiting you. I am so, 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 so glad that that finally fucking hit me like a truck because I could be in a room full of all the people I used to be friends with and I felt like I was completely alone. That's not even worth it at that point. Like, why am I here? Why am I friends with you guys? What are we doing? What? Why? Why? And that will happen eventually. Like, that shit will hit you and it will feel so freeing when it does. Because even when I'm having a day where it's like, damn, I wish I had more friends. I wish I had something to do right now. Like, I wish I had more than 2 different people to call because I need somebody right now. But those 2 people that I have to call are gonna answer, are gonna listen, are going to come and see me, are going to tell me, "Hey, let's do this." If I need to talk about something, okay, I'm listening. Compared to if I had 20 people to call, are they gonna answer? Are they gonna listen? Do they care about what I'm about to have to say? That feeling is so freeing. And when it happens, it is bliss. It really, really is. Because at the end of the day, you were born alone, you're gonna die alone. That sounds really fucking negative. That's my mom speaking. I'm sorry. That is something my mom always says, but it's true. It is so true. You do not need people as much as you feel like you do. It's nice to have people. Everybody needs connections. Everybody needs relations. We are human. Everybody yearns for those things. But when you come to the realization that the only person who's always going to have you is you pick your friends much more wisely. And when you do that and you have those real, good, solid friendships, that one friend could feel like having 20. And that is amazing. There's only a few more things in here. I will save some of them for the next time we do this. But this was great. This was our big sis talk. Y'all fucking with it. Ugh. But also this video is already 20 minutes long. I'm a yapper. I'm a yapper. But that's what this is. We're yapping together. You're replying to me. You're listening. We're talking. We're talking. And that's why I do the polls because I want to talk about the things you guys want to talk about, the things you guys want to hear about. I want your opinion. I'm giving you this advice. So when I post those polls, please, please, please say something. Don't be afraid. Most of the time when I post them, they're anonymous. I use NGL. I don't know who you are. I don't know who's saying these things. Don't be shy. Don't be scared to press on that, type something in, ask me a question, ask for advice on something. Follow the Instagram. I'm gonna put it here because that is where I post the polls. Keep yourself updated. We're in this together. These are our conversations. So, till next time, that was Cut to the Chase with me, Brianna. Love you guys. See you next time.